So Timo Boll and Jun Mizutani are going to be playing the fourth singles match. This should be a very exciting match. Both players lefties, excellent counter-looping games from off the table. Mizutani especially far away. You can see Timo Boll, world rank number 9, 33-year-old. Jun Mizutani in the 10 spot in the world, so they're as close as can be according to world ranking. I mean, really, the resume, the credentials of Timo Boll, the list goes on and on. One of the most celebrated, the most celebrated European player in the past 15 years. And here you can see the #1 ranked player from Japan, world rank number 10, 24-year-old Jun Mizutani. World Championships singles did not get as far as he did in other tournaments, but in the World Championships 2011 and even the Olympic Games made it quite far. He's had 2 Olympic Games under his belt from quite a young age. At the age of 18, played in his first Olympics. The record right now, Timo Boll has won 13 of the 14 encounters that we've had between Jun Mizutani and Timo Boll. The only win that Mizutani had was at the World Championships for the teams, the semis in 2010. They've played not so much recently. They haven't played since 2012. So in the 2 years, who knows? Timo Boll's descending a little bit, fighting to keep his game at top level, but still has declined in his world ranking. And Jun Mizutani is right around the peak age for a table tennis player, so he might be at his prime now. We'll see. This could go either way. Very interesting matchup. And there's one other question I want to address here from @Pablo Gilberto. I've not seen Shiono play. Thoughts why? I think he plays better than Niwa and Matsudaira. Well, choppers sometimes, first of all, from world ranking alone, his record is not better against some of these, and he's the weaker player. And since, as you know, defensive players very rarely are world champions or winning major tournaments, and there's a reason for that. Attackers tend to be stronger, so throwing a defender in is often a risky move.
And also, Shiono, yes, he's young, he's improving, he's jumped leaps and bounds up the world rankings, but Germany have 2 or 3 fantastic choppers just outside the team, so they're used to playing against high-level chop. So I don't think that would faze the German team.
What a shot right off the bounce. Timo Boll stepping in and taking the angle and the predictability off that shot. When the ball's high, if you can get it off the bounce, the person on defense doesn't have a chance to really set up and cover the ground. Unbelievable counters by Timo Boll. Mizutani's running all over, putting a lot of heat on the ball. Big forehand, another one right away. This pace of play is why Timo Boll has been a threat to the Chinese for over a decade. Great placement from Mizutani, very deep on the table.
It's a shot he was using before against Ovcharov as well, that little fade ball. Obviously out wide, but not to the left-hander this time.
Very atypical receive. Almost the way a chopper would start a point. Maybe that was in the honor of Masato Shiono. Doesn't seem like a strong way to start the point, though. We do know that Timo Boll has more experience against choppers. One of the most viral points on the internet was Timo Boll as a young player versus Ding Song from China playing a league match. 49-shot rally against the chopper to win a point. Got a bit of edge there. The ball came up straight as Timo Boll hit it deep to the backhand of Jun Mizutani.
And early on, Timo, he's played the ball deep, and he's played the ball off the angles too, making the Mizutani block have to work a little bit harder.
Outstanding effort, defense right there from Mizutani. first ball deep to the backhand corner. Again, keeping it deep on the table. Not able to keep up that performance. All of these balls, these fish shots, they're just within an inch or two of the baseline of the table. It's really high pressure to keep pressure on your opponent. Huge forehand. Timo Boll's been up to the task and has been bringing it back throughout most of this game so far. Mizutani checking to make sure the ball's not broken. That's how hard he hit it.
Let's give credit to Mizutani. He's definitely matured as a player over this championships. He's had some cracking wins.
Speaking of which, looks like there was a cracking shot right there as the ball cracked. Player's going to test out the ball, make sure that it feels fine. No issues with the ball. Players agree, ready to start. Timo Boll putting the ball in his mouth to remove the chalk from it.
6-3.
Want to make sure the balls play the same as if it's been worn in just a little. Even though it's new, a new ball plays a little differently than a ball that's been used for a handful of rallies.
3-7.
Nice little reverse service. Lovely smooth motion. And again, just able to contact different areas of the ball.
Beautiful placement. Opens up with the shoulders. Looks like he could go to the middle of the forehand and then leaves the hand behind wide to the backhand. Placement all day long. A lot of power and a lot of placement. That's the only answer right now to get points off Timo Boll. Boll has been showing outstanding reaction time. Defense that feels like offense as he counters, blocks, and just stays on top of the ball. Perfect play by Mizutani to win that last point. And it's a 2-point game as Boll serves 7-5.
8-5.
Deceptive underspin on the reverse pendulum. Not a very big motion, but still just enough to confuse Mizutani. Unbelievable placement. Boll was standing up, the ball was right near his hip, and he could see it's that peripheral vision. He improvises and hits it to the open court last moment. Not a super powerful shot, but just fast enough to take advantage of the placement.
5-10.
And that looks a lot like the trick we saw last match from Kenta Matsudaira, that touch ball. Timo Boll now has 5 game points over Jun Mizutani.
5-10.
Soft hands, keeps the ball nice and close to the table as Timo Boll waits for the ball to come off, but it barely does. Still 4 game points left for Timo Boll and the serve.
Just wiping the surface of the rubber. Might be going for a big spinny serve this time.
11-6.
And Timo Boll does it, closes out the first game 11-6. Timo Boll up 1-0 over Jun Mizutani. So Gavin, over break, there was a question we addressed.
Second game. Japan to serve.
Corey Moulton wanted to know, Gavin, would you rather see Germany-China or Japan-China final?
It's an extremely tough question. You're testing me here, Adam. But obviously, the home support would love for Japan to skip through to the final.
As you can hear right now.
But I strongly believe that Germany would give them a stronger game. Timo Boll, Ovcharov, definitely equipped to try and battle against the Chinese.
High net ball coming down deep on the table. Very fortunate for Mizuhtani. And then Boll left with a tough shot. Even though it was high, very unusual to read the spin deep on the table. Very close to being an amazing 1 point from Jun Mizuhtani. That serve, don't know if it caught the edge, but really kicked out wide to the forehand. So Boll takes his first serve. So far, every point won has been by the server.
Did well to open up. It's not one of Mizuhtani's strengths normally to try and play the little spin receive on the backhand. So well done.
Nice receive. Timo Boll playing very soft. His short game is just outstanding. His fast rally game is outstanding. He's got power and spin from both sides. Uphill battle. Unbelievable recovery, and that's a sound we haven't heard from Timo Boll. Whoa. Sounds a lot like Samsonov's grunt. Look how much power, spin variation on every ball. And it looked like it was out of reach. That one ball to the forehand, Timo Boll was on the run, just barely reaches out the racket, gets it on the ball to keep it in play. And it wasn't a desperation shot. When he got it back on the table, it was spinning furiously and still deep enough on the table that he could stand up for the next ball and take a great counter loop.
He did well there. That was a little side spin, back spin hook. Of course, Timo Boll knows exactly. They've played against each other a number of times. Seen that shot. Able to adapt. It's Boll. 1 point ahead.
Again, that shot from down near the ground. Timo Boll on the run has the experience to make an aggressive loop from pretty much anywhere, facing away from the table when he hit it behind him. And then the backhand, so much risk, so much wrist as well. Tons of topspin, a little bit aside. He's won a lot of points from both sides. Excellent serve deception from Mizuhtani. Earns him a high third ball. Just high enough for him to put past Timo Boll.
He just extended the service action there as well. Increased the amount of deception on it.
The big grunt. He was in a good position to take the point. Timo Boll holding strong defense, keeping the ball pretty low, deep on the table for the most part. The last one in a little closer to the net. I think that's why we heard the grunt. Mizuhtani really had to lunge forward just to get a good racket on the ball.
And it's Boll looking comfortable in every department of the game at the moment. The loop-to-loop exchanges, the backhand, the short play, of course. Difficult to see where Mizuhtani can get some extra points from.
That last shot I honestly thought was going deep to the backhand corner, but Timo Boll keeping his game unpredictable. Big attack wide to the forehand. Usually against lobs, you see people hitting to the backhand whenever they can because it's unlikely that they're going to counter it to win the point and get back in on the table. Boll playing very smart, playing like he's as young as he's ever been. He's covering ground, very fast and active. Earlier in the tournament we saw him, looked like he was a little bit injured. He wasn't moving much, he was staying on the backhand. That was this team contest. Maybe he was saving some energy. Efficient play, very smart. It's a short sprint.
We see there both players opting to touch back into the center line each time. Touch, there we go. Not giving your opponent an angle to work with.
One thing Boll does so well is he can push the ball from nearly the same position that he can loop the ball, so he doesn't take a big backswing or need to set up much. Very compact strokes, very efficient strokes from both sides. And another 5 game points for Timo Boll. Takes it at the first opportunity, 11-5. Timo Boll goes up 2-0. Looks like history could be repeating. We'll see if Jun Mizutani has a better answer for game 3.
Somewhat of a surprise that Timo Boll sails to a 2-0 lead.
So Jun Mizutani, after taking down Ovtcharov, very big win. The upset that helps Japan have a great, well, a much better chance anyway than they would have. But now they're a little bit deep in trouble as Timo Boll's leading 2-0. Timo Boll lower ranked than Ovtcharov, so Mizutani really needs to figure something out so we can win this one. And the indicator here, the grunt, this is just a very different grunt than we hear from Timo Boll. He wants it bad. Looking for a rematch against China in the team finals.
Let one love.
Excellent placement right into the body. The ball was not too high or close to the net. Mizutani just really made the most of that shot. That's the type of placement he needs on every attack if he wants to have a chance at winning this match. You said it before, Ovtcharov the more powerful player than Timo Boll, more strength in general on his shots, but right now it appears that Timo Boll's attacks are just coming in faster, a little more spin. They're giving Mizutani more trouble. He's not able to keep the rally going.
3-1.
Right now, Timo Boll is just outplaying Mizutani in pretty much every aspect of the game. It's a tough thing to do as Mizutani is one of the top players in the world. Boll displaying touch, clever receives, great power forehand and backhand. Look at that. The elephant from over the table. We were just talking about what weaponry does Timo Boll not have right now, and then he pulls something out that we have not seen from him this match in a long time. So versatile.
Timeout.
Timeout called for Jun Mizutani. Early in game 3, probably the best time to stop before it gets too far out of hand. So Gavin, the expert coach, we're talking tactics for Mizutani. We got placement to the middle of the table. Serve receive, he's having a little bit of a tough time receiving the serves from Boll. What adjustments do you see most fit here for Mizutani?
I think, to be fair, Mizutani needs to play a few more of his spinny backhands. At the moment, he's just happy to sit in the rallies, and that's not good enough. He has to be a little bit more proactive. Spin blocks on both sides. Like you said before, Adam, that's really important that he can direct those forehands straight into the body as early as he can in the rally too.
So use those young legs, get the forehand attack, and pick a good place. Sounds good to me. Ends up in a counter looping rally with Timo Boll. Lots of spin, forehand to forehand. Timo Boll's gonna win. Mizutani tries to play the short side of the table. Better opportunity to just jam Timo Boll, hit it into the elbow, catch him off balance, then maybe go for the wide shot. But the first one has to be into the body. Heavy underspin serve. Last time we saw that serve, Mizutani's racket was nice and flat. Very deceptive amounts of underspin.
That's the sort of serve you want to see, the slow-mo.
6-2.
Looked like it might have been the same serve. Just got away from him. Very unfortunate. Could have been 3-5 after the timeout. Now it's a 4-point lead for Timo Boll. There it is, the spinny backhand you were talking about, Gavin. So now after the timeout, the points have been split 2 points apiece. Mizutani getting set, really taking a nice shot with the backhand. Everything looking just great. But that's something we're not going to see a lot. We haven't been seeing this match. Mizutani winning the point forehand to forehand, and it didn't look like there was as much power on that. He took a little bit of power off it and played a little more spin, bringing Boll in for the shot, breaking the rhythm. Serve looked outstanding. Boll with an excellent answer to the middle of the table. Bit of a flip there. 3 points apiece since the timeout. Mizutani trailing by 3. He's got to get this one. Keeps it short, keeps it low. Great job of shutting down the opportunity for Timo Boll's forehand. It's a 2-point game, Gavin. Timo Boll wins this game, it's all over. Germany goes on to play, well, goes on to play China in the finals. Jun Mizutani wins this game, we play a 4th. You can see the Japanese bench all leaning forward, watching with great anticipation.
Let's see if Mizutani can look for the serve that's drifting a touch half long.
Just missed the side of the table. Clever idea to play it behind Timo Boll. Was not expecting it. Just overdone by a little bit, and it's a 3-point lead for Boll. 8-5. Outstanding concentration from Boll to serve while fans were still cheering for Mizutani. Deep with the reverse pendulum, a little bit of topspin. Tough to read, and Mizutani pops it up long. He has to get these 2 serves. He's down 4 points, 5-9 in the 3rd game. Big points. Crowd showing their support. Short to the forehand. And this placement hadn't worked out for him that much in the past. Not too wide. It looked like Timo Boll wasn't ready to get set and get to the forehand.
Possibly next time that service delivery there, ball might flick out.
10-6.
Gavin, you have an 8-ball for a brain. Amazing. 4 match points for Timo Boll. 4 overall match points for Timo Boll and Germany. Serve has been giving Mizuhtani a lot of trouble.
Left. 10-6.
Very tight serve. Timo Boll's going to try again. And Timo Boll has done it for Germany. Germany silences the crowd with a 3-1 overall victory. Timo Boll taking it in 3 straight, continuing his streak against Jun Mizuhtani. And it will be Germany rematched against China in the men's team finals here in Tokyo, Japan. Excellent match, excellent overall match for both teams. Gavin Rumgay, Adam Bobrow, awesome to be here at the World Championships. Stick around as we have more matches coming up later for you.